Now that we've covered how to configure default columns, let's move on to something that makes list views even more useful, adding hyperlinks. Links are a key part of the Scheduler interface. They let users quickly navigate between different pages or even link to external websites or systems. But instead of manually creating links, we use Breeze UI, which is Scheduler's design system. If you haven't heard of Breeze UI before, think of it as a standardized set of components used across the platform to keep everything looking and working consistently. In this lesson, we'll be focusing on the Breeze link component, which is how we create hyperlinks inside list views. Below this video, I'll leave a link to the Breeze UI design system so you can explore it for yourself. When you create an object in Scheduler, the default list view automatically includes a column called item. This column is pre-configured with a hyperlink, allowing users to click into individual records. Now, if your object contains a field called name, Scheduler will automatically display that field in the list view. But if the object doesn't have a name field, like our equipment maintenance history object, Scheduler will fall back to displaying the record's UID instead. Let's open the column template for the item column and take a look at what's happening behind the scenes. Here's the default template. Now, if this is the first time you're seeing a column template, don't worry, it might look a little complex, but we're going to break it down piece by piece so that every part of this template makes sense. So what's actually happening here? The Breeze link is the component that creates the hyperlink. The href attribute defines where the link takes the user, and inside the curly braces we're using build platform URL, a special function that ensures the link points to the correct page inside Scheduler without hard-coding the full URL. Now let's go a step further. Inside the curly brackets, all we need to do is specify the page name we want users to be taken to. In this case, you'll notice that the URL includes equipment maintenance history view. That -view on the end tells us this is a record view page, which means it's designed to display the details of a specific record. But here's the key part. Just knowing the page name isn't enough. The system also needs to know which record to display. That's where the UID, or unique identifier, comes in. At the end of the URL, you'll see UID equals plus record.primaryKeyValue. This dynamically merges in the UID of each record in the list view. The primary key value function automatically pulls the correct UID for each row, so when a user clicks a link, they'll be taken to the right record detail page without us having to hardcode anything. The Breeze link component has several properties that control how it behaves and looks. So let's go through the most important ones. href defines where the link will take a user. This can be a Scheduler page or an external URL. Is external if set to true. This adds an external link icon and ensures the link opens in a new tab. Link type controls the appearance of the link, and the two main options are primary and secondary. And finally, target defines where the link will open. By default, links open in the same tab, but you can set this to _blank to open in a new tab as well. Before we move on, here's a quick tip. You can experiment with these properties on the Breeze UI website to see how they look before adding them to your template. The site will even generate the full template for you, making it easy to copy and paste it into your list view. Now that we understand how the default template works, let's update it to display the inspection date instead of the UID. We simply remove record.renderDefiner and replace it with our field inside double curly braces. Here's what the updated template looks like. Now, instead of displaying a long UID, users will see a clickable inspection date, making the list view much more readable. And here's a quick tip. If you're ever unsure about a field's exact name, just add it as a column temporarily. Check the column template and copy the field reference. Once you're done, you can remove the extra column. Now that we've updated our template, let's take a look at how different properties affect the Breeze link component. First, using isExternal for external links. If you want to link to an external page or to a website or another web-based system, you can use the isExternal property. This will display an external icon next to the link and ensure it opens in a new tab. Next, let's look at the link type property. By default, links appear as primary links, but you can set them to secondary if you want a different visual style. This makes the link visually less prominent, which can be useful for things like related records where the main focus should be on the primary link. Now, let's look at the target property. The target property controls how the link opens. Underscore self opens in the same tab, which is the default, so there's no need to specify it. And underscore blank opens in a new tab. So if you're linking to an external page, it's best to use underscore blank. Now that we've explored different properties of the Breeze link component, you can see how flexible it is, whether you're linking to internal records, external websites, or customizing how links appear. You have full control over how they work and how they look. For our equipment maintenance history list view, we now have a clean, structured hyperlink that takes users directly to the record whilst displaying a meaningful field, in this case the inspection date. Although you may have also noticed it's still a little hard to read, but don't worry about that, we will improve this when we cover date formatting later in this course. That said, understanding these concepts will help you build more intuitive, user-friendly list views across Schedulo. See you in the next lesson.